No, I don't need nothing. Thank you. I'm just worried about tomorrow. But I know I shouldn't, though. Hey, what's up, people? I first want to say that my name is Shafeeq Keith. On December 8th, 2001, I got married to this beautiful woman, which was Korean. Her name was Margaret E. Kniff. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Beautiful marriage and everything. We eloped it. So Las Vegas, Nevada. We got married and stuff. Fell in love at first sight. First time ever in love in my life. So anyway, going up through 2018, she got sick. And after all of the years, I never knew nothing about her life, where she was from, or anything like that. She always told me she was from California. So I really didn't know nothing about her. Everybody in California I introduced to, they liked her. She was beautiful, you know. She was the love of my life. You know, if the world was mine to give, I would have gave it to her, you know. So anyway, when she got sick in around 2008, I believe it was real cold at the time. It was real cold at the time. And it was 2018. And that's when she got sick, 2018. And that's when she turned red and couldn't breathe. And so I rushed her to the hospital. I couldn't find the hospital, but I followed the signs, the blue signs on the highway that got the big H, you know. It was off of Highway 2000. And I rushed her to the hospital, and they came out. I went in there and said, my wife can't breathe, you know. And that day there changed my whole life, because I really believed that I was going to lose my wife. And that hurted me more than anything. That hurted me more than anything in the world, because I was madly in love. So around 2018, like I said, when she got sick, because it was cold out at that time, and it was snowing. So anyway, I stayed in the hospital. I just wanted to make sure she was okay. So it was like around 1 to 2:30 in the morning when the doctors came out. He spoke to me and he told me, you need to have a seat, sir. You her husband? I said, yes. How long you been married? Been married since 2001. 2001, December 8th, 2001. So anyway, we eloped to Vegas. Beautiful time in the world. So anyway, threw the bombshell at me. And I really couldn't understand what he was saying, you know, because I'm not gonna lie about it, I literally passed the hell out, man. I remember they put this thing under my nose to wake me up, you know, and I seen that, and I'm like, what the hell is that, man? And stuff. And then that's when the doctor threw the bombshell on me, you know, that she's HIV positive stage 3. I was like, well, what the hell is HIV? You know, I don't know nothing about that stuff, you know? And so I had to fill out a statement, well, this form, and they gave me a copy, and they kept a copy. And I kept it hidden from her, because I did not know, like I put on my statement, signed my statement, I did not know that she had AIDS. Scared the hell out of me after the doctor was explaining it to me and everything, and what can happen to me. And they took blood from me, and then they said, you got to see your doctor. There got to be blood tests, you know, and I'm confused and scared now, you know. I'm terrified of needles. So anyway, I did all of that, went through that pain and suffering, you know, and went into her room when she finally woke up. And she says to me, they told you? And I said, yeah, why didn't you tell me? And she tells me, if I would have told you, would you have married me? I said, no, I wouldn't have married you. But I'm married to you now, so I gave my word to God, through sickness and in health, the death do you part, no matter what, richer or poor, no matter what. I took good care of my wife. She didn't have to do nothing. Everything was done for her. Cooking, cleaning, iron, sewing. Everything was done for her. I treated her like a queen, like she was supposed to have been treated. Like, I always respected her then. You know, even in the back of my mind, what you did was wrong and cold for not telling me, but I still respected you, you know. So even the doctors couldn't figure out. I never forget when the doctor asked me, are you from this planet? You've been having unprotected sex, no condoms, all of these years, and you didn't get to get it. And I'm like, I couldn't tell you, doc. I couldn't tell you why, you know. I couldn't tell you why. Thank God that I came out with flying colors. So then in June 2019, she wanted to go to Seoul, Korea to find her real mom. And I said, sure, you know, there's no problem, you know. She went with the fellas. Fellas were real nice. These two guys that she gave her daughter up for adoption to. They're good people. They're beautiful people, these two guys. They're married to each other. They're beautiful people, you know. And I don't care if you're gay or whatever you are, you know. Respect yourself, respect me. I got all respect for you, you know. And so anyway, we went to Korea in June 2019. Because 2018 we moved to the house in Faribault. Minnesota. Never had no problems or nothing. So then all of a sudden, when she gets back in July, you know, they closed down Babies R Us and Toys R Us in November was the last time it was open, of November 18th. And I remember a buddy of mine's that associates with AutoZone. So I called him up and I said, well, can my wife send you her resume? I said, sure. They hired her on the spot at AutoZone. They hired her on the spot training, and then she was manager, then she was district manager, then she was manager, and then she was parts manager. I mean, she was all kind of managers there, you know. She was all kind of managers there, you know. And she was making good money and stuff at AutoZone. It went from $65,000 to $75,000 a year to $86,000 a year to $95,000 a year, and it kept going up and up and up until she became district manager. It went even higher with a company car. And so anyway, she started going out in November 2019, where she was telling me that she wants to go out with some of the old people that used to work for Babies R Us and Toys R Us, and she's going to go out with some employees at AutoZone drinking. I said, all right, just be careful, you know, just be careful, you know. Then she started going over to ex-friends of our house, his ex-wife, to drink and everything up in Faribault. And she's driving back drunk and everything. And I just couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, you could have got either into an accident or pulled over. Our insurance would have went up, or our insurance would have dropped us. And as she's drunk, she's even telling me all of this other crazy stuff. And I'm getting upset. And I'm like, look, you know, no, one day she was at work and she calls me and she says, well, I'm lending my car. I'm lending the car to somebody. I said, you can't do that. So we get in an argument on the phone. Well, such and such says I can lend the car to somebody. No, you cannot lend our car to anyone. If they was on parole or running from the law or did a robbery, they're coming after us. That's what they're coming after us. So she did it anyway. So one day I'm cleaning the car out and I find this ID and I gave it to the police department in Faribault. It said Minnesota Correction, something like that. It said on it. It said Minnesota of something of corrections or something. So I gave it to the police. When I saw the police at the at the gas station. I said, hey, officer, I found this in my car, man. My wife lent my car out to somebody. So he asked me information, and he wrote my information down and stuff, and I gave it to him. I didn't give a fuck. I gave it to him. It's not my ID, you know. It has nothing to do with me, you know. I want to know why that ID was in my car. So anyway, make a long story short, so I decided then that I couldn't take her lies no more and her abuse, her domestic abuse on me, you know, and it was getting out of hand, you know, because we moved from one spot to another spot in a place called Farmington. Moved from Farmington to the house in Febo. And I just couldn't deal with her abuse no more, man. I couldn't deal with her hitting me, you know. I couldn't deal with her cursing me out for no reason. I couldn't deal with no more with her going out drinking all the time, you know. And when we was in Faribault, so she started hanging out with this dude's ex-wife. And that's when all of the conspiracy started right there. Oh, you can come over, drink every night, blase, blase, don't go home. So that's what she was doing. So I decided that I was going to file a divorce. So January 1st, 2006, she comes home drunken in hell, man. I mean, she was all tore up. Dent in the car and everything. I mean, she was, don't know if she hit someone when she was drunk or how it happened, and then she hits the garage. So I had to get that fixed. January, she turns around in January and she assaults me, you know. And so I had to sneak out the house to get the hell away from her as she went into the bathroom to know how violent she gets. She gets very violent. Women in Minnesota gets very, very violent. There's no ifs and no buts. And so I went down to the clinic to see my doctor because I'm all bloody up, scratched up, bit and everything. And the report that I have is from the hospital, you know, from the emergency room, you know, and it states here on 1/6/2020, Mr. Melillo drove himself to the hospital, stating he could not take it no more. He could not take no more of her hitting me, beating me, and taking his leg. As we observed Mr. Melillo, he had cuts and bruises on his face, blood coming from his neck and chin. And as he also stated, is that she had blood on her hands with bandages. And as she was kicking, beating him, she also stated, I want you to get AIDS like me and die like me, you FM blase blase. The head nurse automatically called the police of Apple Valley. Police did an interview, took pictures of Mr. Melillo and everything else, and is going to charge her with domestic violence on Mr. Melillo and bodily harm. The officers advised Mr. Melillo to keep everything on your phone because you have evidence there, etc., pictures and the recordings, etc. Okay? They issue a bolo out on my ex-wife on January 6, 2020. They asked, how many cars do we have? And I told we got the Chevy Sonic and the Nissan Altima. So they put a bolo out on the Nissan Altima. They couldn't find it, but they was hoping that it would be in the vicinity because they would arrest her immediately for domestic violence. So the two officers come back because there was 3 officers there, and one of the officers was speaking to the nurse, and then the nurse pulled up the records and says, we don't care what she has. She has to be charged because this is attempted murder on Mr. Melillo's life because she knows she has HIV stage 3. Charges has to be filed against her. We already notified CDC. They came, they talked to me. They even did the same thing. Some person from CDC talked to me, and I had to sign this paper and stuff. And that was that. Then the officers come back and says, oh, Mr. Melillo, we apologize. You're not in our county. You're in Faribault County. You have to deal with the Faribault sheriffs. We will fax everything to the Faribault Sheriff's Department with recommendation of Margaret to be arrested on domestic violence. So off the record, the guy says to me, you're going to have a hard time. And so do one of the other officers, because they don't care about guys getting assaulted by their wives or girlfriends. They don't care. They always go for their side. And I didn't know that until I saw it for myself, that I went down there, you know, they gave me a packet to send down there, and they also sent it down there. So they said they never received it or anything like that. So I asked for the officer of the day, or the captain officer at the Apple Valley Police. He comes down, he speaks to me, he pulls out the copies. He said, Mr. Melillo, everything was faxed. Here's the fax number of the sheriff's department. Here's the photos that was faxed. Here's all of the evidence and the recommendation for her to be charged because you're not in our county. Now, whatever they do, it's not in our hands. But if she was here, she would have been locked up immediately, Mr. Melillo, because that is a domestic assault on you. She did cause you bodily harm, an attempted murder on your life from the condition that she's in. I said, okay. So anyway, rolling through, I filed for my divorce. I got, you know, get her out of the house and stuff. You know, no, I didn't file the divorce until June, the end of May. So May, she's calling me, hey, I want to come home. I'm sorry, blase, blase. And I always do this shit, man. Just don't hit me no more. You know, that's all I ask. We could argue, we could do whatever, but just don't hit me no more. Stop hitting me. That's all I'm asking you to do. Stop hitting me. Stop taking my legs. Stop hitting me, please. I've never once hurt you. In 18 years of marriage, I've never once hurt you whatsoever. Stop hitting me, please. You know, she broke my glasses and stuff at that time. She threw me down the stairs and shit, you know. So the second time, you know, so she brings her ass back in the house because of the threats that if I don't take her back, she'll change the accounts and all of that, where I couldn't get no money out and stuff like that. We had a joint account for over 20-something years. And she kept that promise that she made to me. That right there she kept, because I didn't have no control over the account no more, not even my own money. So anyway, on May 7th, 5/7/2020, you know, the Nissan was being worked on, so we only had one car. So I asked her if I could drop her off at work because I need the other car to do some errands. I said, okay. So I drop her off at work, you know, about 5-something in the morning, because she has to open up AutoZone. And so then I picked her up about 5:15 p.m. Now it takes about an hour and a half to drive from where she works at to home. So I asked her, I said, you hungry? She says, no. Okay, whatever, you know. So we get home, and I said, well, I'm going to feed the dogs and the cat, her cat, which is Lulu. And I'm going to go wash the car. This is what I'm about to tell y'all. I'm going to go wash the car. I said, okay. Didn't argue, did nothing. I'm going to wash the car. All right. So I'm at the car wash. And before I went to the car wash, I was really, really confused about what she stated. You know, so I went and I tried to use our card for our joint account. Just to be on the safe side, I took out $200 cash. I asked the bank manager to get a copy of that and my receipt. Get home, she's arguing with me. She's on the phone with somebody. Don't find out it's the sheriff's department. She's starting an argument with me and stuff. And I said, I don't want to hear it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. She started a fight with me and everything. Let me tell you how dirty that they are when it becomes a woman in Minnesota. The woman caller says, yeah, I hear him arguing. No, you heard her arguing with me. And I told her to get the hell out. But she didn't want to get out this time, you know. So I fucking left. So as I pull out, I get pulled over by the deputy. I see this car coming down on Highway 3. This car is coming down with no lights on. So I'm pulling out before it comes any closer through the lights on me, right? Get my car stopped by this female deputy. And she asked me what's going on. I said, I'm just tired of her hitting me, man. I'm gone. I'm just tired of her hitting me, you know? Got $200 in my pocket, got from my bank account, you know, got a joint bank account. I'm tired of it, you know? So this guy comes. This one deputy, tall guy, I think he was. This one deputy comes, grabs me, throws me on the hood of my car. People taking pictures of their stuff over in that vicinity and stuff and everything. And my phone is ringing. My boy says, man, you okay, man? Yeah, I'm all right. You know, and I was telling him, come get my car, man. You know, car was on my name first because the loan was under my name first. At that time, my credit was good. Her credit was still shady. Okay, my credit was really good when we got the car. And so when we financed the car, my credit was beautiful, man. And so what happened was when he grabs me and he cuffs me, I can't stand now because I don't got my leg on, you know. I'm driving with my leg in the seat, you know. So he grabs me and stuff and he just like goes off on me, you know, and too many niggers in Faribault and all of this and all that, shut the hell up and shut F up and all of this and all of that. Hits me in the head, you know, and takes my wallet. Now, mind you, like I told y'all, I just got $200 out of the ATM, Wells Fargo Bank in Faribault. When he does all of this, he's going through my wallet and stuff, you know, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You know, you can't just go through my wallet and nothing. Shut the fuck up, you know, all of this and all that. And they had body cameras on because the red light was on their thing, on their body cameras. So anyway, takes my $200. The deputy takes my $200 and takes it out of my wallet, put it in his pocket. On that body cam, you hear me, yo, how the fuck you gonna take my money? You know, oh, armed robbery with a badge. That's what I'm saying, armed robbery with a badge. Deputy tells the ambulance lady to shoot me up with something. I'm like, you ain't shooting me up with shit, man. You ain't shooting me up with shit. Call me a nigga. Take the cuffs off and call me a nigga, man. That's all you got to do. Take the cuffs off and hit me in my head and you called me a nigga. That's all you got to do. I'm hot, man. I'm really upset, really bad, man. You know, you stole my money. I just got out of our bank account. You call me a nigga. You cuff me. You assault me. And you got this ATM ambulance driver. You tell her to shoot me up with something. I filed a complaint with that hospital. Nothing was ever said or done. Okay, boom. She cleans out the whole house, man. She cleaned out the whole house. Her ex-buddy's ex-wife helps her. Their daughter helps her. She got her personal sheriff's department where they helping her put the things in the car. Okay, they helping her pack the things up and put things in the car. False imprisonment, false arrest, false allegations. That was against me. I said, fuck this. So then they charged me months later with domestic abuse, domestic violence, bodily harm. So all of a sudden, this city attorney, DA, kept calling my residence. I'm like, you know what? Stop calling my residence, man. You know, my phone is being recorded. Stop calling my residence. Every call coming in and out is being recorded, you know. So they used to kept calling and hanging up, calling and hanging up. And you see the city of Faribault attorney's office on the caller ID. And I got another caller ID that tracks unregistered phone numbers, you know, and it pulls it up, you know, DA's office, you know. Why you keep calling and hanging up my phone? About 20 to 36 calls, man, constantly during that whole period of time. So anyway, I said, nah, you know what? I went through 5 different public defenders, man, and then here come my 6th. So I told the guy, I said, no, we going to trial. Fuck this, we going to trial. I went to Wells Fargo Bank, got a copy of the disc where it shows I took my money out and the time I got arrested. And when a deputy took my money, put it in his pocket. All of that's there, man. All of that's there. I had camera in the car. Matter of fact, one of the female deputies, she looks at the Chevy And she goes, you see that? Is that a camera? Shit. That's what the guy says. That's what the deputy that put my money in his pocket say. So anyway, make a long story short, I'll tell you why I'm saying all of this. Make a long story short, I turned around, got the hell up out of there, man. She's gone, thank God. Boom. Turn around, and the person that we was renting the house from decided to sell it, put it up for sale, since I don't have nobody there with me, you know, under my nose, but whatever. So anyway, find a place to move to real quick, man, you know, and then I filed my divorce. I put everything in my divorce papers, you know, everything in my divorce. Why I'm filing a divorce: domestic violence, assault and battery, attempted murder on me. The works I file in there, you know, from her drinking, her lying, her sleeping around, which is adultery, all of that, you know. So anyway, all of that's done. Bam, bam, bam. She put a restraining order out on me. I put one out on her. I don't even want to see you. I don't even want to hear from you, you know. Just for during the divorce court is fine, you know. So anyway, she gets served with the divorce papers. Let me tell you how dirty motherfuckers are in the state of Minnesota. She gets served with divorce papers, right? Nothing in the law, nothing in the constitutional rights or any state law that says you cannot sue someone, that says you cannot serve someone divorce papers. Nothing in the law about that. Nothing. She gets served the divorce papers. She calls up her sweetheart at the deputy's office. He calls me, says, hey, Mr. Melillo, you violate the restraining order. Coming to lock you up. For what? She was served divorce papers. Okay? She was served divorce papers. There's nothing in the law that says you cannot be served divorce papers. There's nothing in the, I don't give a fuck. You got 1,000 restraining orders. There's nothing in the law that says you cannot be served divorce papers. So now this idiot is being recorded, badge number and everything else, you know. Now I call him, I tell him you being recorded, you know. So you telling me you're going to come lock me up because she got served divorce papers. Yeah, smart ass. Got you. Come on with it then. I hung up the phone on him. I played that tape for this attorney. He said, what? I mean, they can't do shit because she was served by the sheriffs, the divorce papers. Yeah. The sheriffs in Blue Earth served her the divorce papers. It was a sheriff from Blue Earth that called me. I mean, a deputy from Blue Earth that called me and threatened me. She tells all of these lies and all of this and all of that. Yeah. Deputy from Blue Earth called me saying, well, we're going to come lock you up because you served her divorce papers. I said, but I got a restraining order out on her too. But yet her associates, her friends, which just states in the restraining order, none of your friends can harass me or anything else like that, but they have. When I file a complaint with the people that deal with restraining orders, they don't do shit. They didn't do a fucking thing. They let this other person file false charges, false restraining orders on me. And you know what the judge says? Well, your wife got one on you too, so we're going to grant this restraining order with no evidence whatsoever, you know? So anyway, I'm going through the divorce and everything, and this is what she makes, as far as I know. She made 90-something thousand in 2020, 90-something thousand. So from, matter of fact, from 80, what it was, from 70,000 to maybe 86 to 90,000 she made in 2020, because she's a manager. She's a manager. And if she ain't getting what they said on the web, then that's her problem, not mine. She got to deal with them, because that's what they're saying that she was making 2020. 2021, it went up to 100 and something thousand. 2022, it went up to close to 200 and something thousand is what she was making. So anyway, she turns around and we go to court. Her attorney lies and submits bogus stuff. I had to show everything. I had to show my bills every month from electric, my gas bills, my auto insurance was attached, how much I spent on food, everything. And trust me, divorce is no fun, man. Divorce is no fun whatsoever, man, because you love that person so much. You know, first time married and everything, man. Divorce is no fun whatsoever. But we didn't have no kids. I wish we did though, but we didn't have no kids though, you know. And we get screwed, period. So now I'm going to up to date now. So I couldn't deal with this judge no more because of the fact that was handling my divorce, because she went against everything that I was supposed to get. When I first filed my divorce, I wanted subpoenas for bank records of hers, pay stubs, the works. I was denied all of that. I was denied all of that whatsoever. So I had to file a complaint because this is what the judge is in violation of, you know. And I will admit, if it wasn't for that judge, my divorce judge, I wouldn't have been looking into the law. So that I gotta thank her for that there. So anyway, I'm looking into the law. Can you be denied a search warrant or subpoenas? And it says no. You cannot be denied, and no judge can deny you no search warrant or subpoenas. They have to have legal grounds, but there was no legal grounds. It was just denied, you know, for her to show her proof of income, to show how much she's spending, to show what she's spending on. All of that was denied with me, but I had to show everything to the courts. So anyway, in November, I get, because I filed a motion to have that judge removed in a violation of my constitutional rights and under the ADA Act, Disability, People with Disability Act. And so, in violation of the court rules and regulations by denying me subpoenas and everything, I think the only subpoena that she ever gave me this time was for her work pay stub, which they kept calling me and saying they sent me the wrong one because it shows on there how much she was really making. And she had her 401k, blase, blase, all of that. When I was telling the judge, she'd been having 401k since we've been married, you know. And so everything, I wrote a motion to prove that and had the evidence to prove that none of the bills was paid from the $1,788 and change was never paid on that medical bill from January 6, 2020, when they was doing all of those tests on me when she assaulted me and stuff, you know. None of those medical bills was paid, not the 45, 50, and all of them was never paid, you know. All of that was attached to my affidavit that I signed, and I got copies, and none of that was ever. It meant nothing to the courts. It meant nothing to the courts. So anyway, January 3rd, 2023, I had to be in court. And I got my paperwork. I forgot where I put it at, where it says that even in November, even in October, be in person, because I don't have a computer for all of that other crazy stuff, and I don't even know how to do that. And I don't do no calls. I want to be right there, which by right I have. Okay, so anyway, about 11 o'clock, I'm leaving the house because it's snowing real bad. I mean, it's all the way up to the tires, man. And I'm leaving the house about 11:20 a.m. on January 3rd. A call comes in from the courts telling me the judge is not going to be in. All, you know, other cases are postponed until further notice, but not my affidavit and my motion from this judge. None of that is going to be stopped. You gotta do computer. Wait a minute. You already know that I have no computer, and I will not do computer because I have to be in the court. That's my right. Y'all already gave me that in-person document for January 3rd. Why he can't postpone it? So they didn't want to postpone it. Whatever. Blase, blase. So as she's talking, my battery is going dead, and I'm stuck. I didn't get out of there until probably because somebody seen us stuck. It was like first it was 7 cars, and then this car was flying, and you could see the car just going like this, sliding and stuff, and he got stuck and stuff. And some of these people, man, they drive like crazy people, man, when in the snow. They crazy, man. So anyway, That's that there. So he grants her motion. And I'm hot. I'm not going to lie. I'm hot and I'm upset, you know, and everything. I'm just going off, man, you know, and how can this person show nothing but discrimination and racism against me and violated the court rules and regulations, blase, blase. I'm hot. I'm hot. I said some nasty things, you know, I'm hot. I'm hot. You know, and I forgive myself for saying that to them, but I was so upset, man, so upset, you know, because they didn't even give me the opportunity to be in court to defend my motions and my affidavit. Once you swear to an affidavit, that's a fact. That's by law. Once you swear to an affidavit, that's proof. That's evidence that these individuals did not do and follow the court orders of the divorce and the divorce decree. That's a fact. No ifs and no buts. So anyway, around January 25th, they filed a charge on me. And I got the paperwork the other day. They filed a charge on me for making threats of violence and disorderly conduct. I've never been no disorderly conduct, number one, or threats of violence. I'm going to read something to y'all from the United States Superior Courts. The United States Superior Court ruled a 5-1 decision of favor of Johnson. The High Court agreed that freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of symbols, and whatever any person posts, write, is protected by the First Amendment. Listen carefully. Protected by the First Amendment. No matter what you say, what you print, what you write, is protected by the First Amendment. Protected by the First Amendment. Ku Klux Klans. There was a case in 1969. Burning of the flag. The United States Superior Court ruled burning of the flag, making threat statements, or any kind of statements of harm, or posted, printed, published, is protected by the First Amendment rights, freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Is protected by the First Amendment right, freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Now, when Trump was in office, Trump went on national television, if y'all remember, and threatened the whole country. Threatened the whole country, North Korea. So why he's not being impeached for threatening the whole country when he had the ability and the capability and the means to make his threat carry out? This is how corrupt the court system is. It all goes against your nationality. And judges do violate our constitutional rights, and they do commit treason. Whenever a judge acts where he or she does not have the jurisdiction to act under the judge and engage in any act or treason against the United States constitutional rights, has to be removed from office immediately. And they have to be charged with treason. The penalty for treason against any judge or attorneys or district attorneys falls under the category of the federal laws once they violate the constitutional rights. Within the penalty for treason, any judge or attorney who does not report the abuse and the violation of the constitutional rights is also guilty of treason. 18 U.S.C. Section 2382. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I'm bringing all this up. January, somebody keeps calling me. I don't know. I wish I know who it was, but yet I don't, because I thank this person. So I got a call about this way ahead of time. And I'm like, are you serious? He said, just be careful, Keith. Just be careful. I'm just letting you know. Who is it? I can't tell you. Just be careful. The judge, both judges, and her husband, which is a DA, is going to file charges on you because of your statement that you made on YouTube. YouTube said I didn't violate no rules and regulations. No hate speech, none of that there. No hate against nobody, nothing there. Everybody's saying, you know, from YouTube, from TikTok, from Instagram, all of them are saying I never violated no rules or regulations of their rules and regulations of freedom of speech and freedom of the press and my feelings, you know, but because I know I probably hurt those people's feelings. I know I did, and I apologize. But this here is totally against the law to file fake charges on me just to violate my constitutional rights of freedom of speech and freedom of the press because I hurt your feelings. All right. So then somebody calls me and they say, you know, because I've been saying I'm turning myself in tomorrow with some people that protects me. And they already took pictures of me and stuff. I don't got no bruises on me, no black eye, no loose teeth, no broken jaw, no bruises on me whatsoever. Somebody informed us that when I do that, turn myself in, they're going to beat the fuck out of me. They're going to beat me until I die. All I get is a number of an area, but I don't know whose number it is because it's always a block number. Like I told these individuals, it's always a block number, but last time it was always coming from the courthouse, you know. But anyway, so now I'm going to turn myself in here with this bullshit, you know, and fight it. You know, I got to fight this because that deals with my constitutional rights. You know, these are all fake charges because of what I said. That's the discrimination and that's the hate that they have against me and retaliation, which a judge should not be doing no retaliation against anyone, but they do. The court system is the crookedest, corrupt court system in the United States. The judges are so corrupt. You know, when you file a lawsuit over there, they deny you the fee waiver when they're supposed to grant it. And the reason why they denied me the fee waiver, it's not because it was a frivolous lawsuit. No lawsuit is a frivolous lawsuit. It's because she's a woman. So my wife can get away with all of that. My ex-wife could got away with all of that, assaulting me, put me in a hospital and everything else, cruel and unusual punishment. So now I got to deal with this here behind retaliation and everything. And so when I showed this person back home in Cali, I showed this person this. He said, wait a minute, I'm confused. Are you going to turn yourself in? I said, yeah, I'm going to turn myself in. First of all, they can just give you an OR because you have no money. So that's under cruel and unusual punishment. You know, you have a right to fight your case as a free man. You know, that's number one, because that's under, this right here is cruel and unusual punishment. You know, that's number one. Number two, first they're supposed to send you a complaint. You know, can you come to court on this date, blase, blase, blase. But they didn't, you know, and they said, so this guy, let me look this attorney, let me look up this prosecutor. So he looks up the prosecutor and he goes, wait a minute, let me look up the judge that you went in front of. They're all family members. They're all family members. And I'm saying, what did you just say? Yeah, they're family members, dude. Look, they're all family members. So he didn't like what you said about her. He didn't like what you said about their dad. So they're coming after you now, which is retaliation, and also against federal and state laws. That's also because they filed it a false charge on you when first they were supposed to send you a summons to appear and hear your side of the story. But they didn't. They automatically put a warrant out for your arrest, which doesn't make no sense, but except one thing: retaliation. And then they're saying they're getting a special judge. A special judge for what? It doesn't make no sense. You know, he's not licensed for Minnesota, but as I'm talking to him, he says, no, there's no need for no special judge. Just get it moved to a different city, because that courthouse there, I could see, is very racist and discriminated against men. And the judges there do violate the constitutional rights and their oath of office. It's written right there, plain and white. Everybody can see that. I looked at your videos while you was on your way here, and everything you stated protects you under your freedom of speech. First Amendment, 14th Amendment, 13th, of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. But I'm going to turn myself in Monday, get this shit over with. Let's see what happens, you know, and that's what I'm going to do, you know. And so he notified some people, told them about the threat that they'll be doing me bodily harm. And these people, no court can touch them. No court. No court can touch them. Because matter of fact, they can go in the courthouse and lock up any judge that's sitting on the bench. So he contacted some people that he knew. And if anything happens to me, you know, if anything happens to me, they will be locked up. They will be locked up, because this is conspiracy, retaliation, violation of court, office of the court, violation of your oath of office. Yeah. You know, and that's what I had to say, because I made sure that they took pictures of me. I don't got no broken bones. I don't. Excuse me. I've been sick. I've been sick real bad. I had to spend 14 days in quarantine, man. So anyway, I'm like, wow, man. And so they looked at every one of my videos that I've made that's been on TikTok, which TikTok is beautiful, man. They want to tear TikTok down. Facebook is because Facebook is losing everybody. Everybody should leave Facebook. Leave Facebook, man. Make them go bankrupt. Leave Facebook. You know, TikTok is good because people put up there the laws and everything else, and the system doesn't like that when you know about your laws and your rights. Excuse me. I have a bad cold. They don't know about your they don't know about their rights and stuff, and that's what's killing Facebook, because on TikTok, they're putting a lot of stuff up there where people know their rights and everything else. False arrests, false charges, which you got a right to sue a judge and everything under all kinds of penal codes and statutes. You go after their bond. All judges, DAs, city attorneys, law clerks have to be bonded. They have to be bonded. If they're not bonded, they got to be removed and taken into custody, because they cannot work in a courthouse without being bonded. That's the laws. And that's why they can't stand TikTok. Facebook can't stand TikTok, because TikTok is taking all of the people that was on Facebook, and they're not really Facebook. TikTok is not discriminating against nothing, and TikTok is really not discriminating against freedom of speech and freedom of the press. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. I've seen them do it when they first came out, but they stopped that, you know. But yeah, I'll be turning myself in with some people, you know, so they know that nothing's wrong with me. And if anything happens to me, when I turn myself in, they will be responsible. They will be responsible. Well, once I was told, man, that they're gonna kill me, they're gonna beat me down because of what I said, and they filed false charges on me, I'm like, are you serious? He says, yeah. So then when I called on January 30th to find out if it was true, and it was verified to me that it was true. Then I called again on January 31st. And that individual said, yeah, it's true. So they're sending you something in the mail. Man, you want to see how quick I got my ass up out of here, man? Because you're not going to come and kill me. That's not happening. You're not going to come and beat me up. That's not happening. I will try my best, everything I got in my life, man, to defend myself because I got that right, you know? And so I'm like, well, damn, these motherfuckers, retaliation, hate, discrimination, and terrorist act against me. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. And then this one deputy says he tried his best to he tried to contact me, but there was no results. I called. I called when he left his number. I called and I asked whoever it was that picked up the phone, what are you looking for me for? And they asked who I was, and I said who I was. What are you looking for me for? I don't talk to cops. Talk to my attorney. I don't talk to cops. What are you looking for me for? You know, but he doesn't put that statement in there. You know, he puts a bogus statement in here, you know, and then they say, I'm dangerous. I'm not dangerous. I'm a disabled person, man. I'm not dangerous. Oh, I'm dangerous because you say I'm dangerous. I'm not a dangerous person. I'm not a dangerous person at all, you know, but because you say I'm dangerous. I never threatened nobody, threats of violence. I never disorderly conduct. I don't even know what the heck disorderly conduct is, really. I don't know if that's supposed to be if you're drunk or something like that. I don't even know what that is, man, you know. And I never disorderly conduct because I don't drink. I don't mess with drugs. I stay to myself. I buy, you know, and that's the bottom line, man, you know. And every time I do something, you see me looking over because I'm playing a game on my phone, you know, and I'm playing with somebody and oh, you son of a bitch. He asked me, where am I at? You know, I'm like, I'm right here playing, you know, and so I don't get where they say that I'm a dangerous person. I'm not dangerous. I'm the lovablest person in the world, man. But when you lie on me and stuff, then I go by what my constitutional rights are. That's what I go by, my constitutional rights. My, you know, what was given to me from God and by the forefathers, my constitutional rights, you know. And to be honest, I never knew I had all of these rights until I got to thank the divorce judge that started making me look into the laws, you know, about divorce and everything else, you know. And because I'm fighting for my constitutional rights, I'm the bad person. So we'll just go ahead and retaliate against you because you talked about this person here because we know this person. And in their eyes, she's a good person, et cetera, et cetera. You filed this complaint against her, so we coming after you for everything you say. Everything you say. Well, if that's the case, you have no right to even charge this case in your courts. This case got to go to federal courts. That's where this case has to go, to federal courts. Even the attorney said, no, this case got to be transferred to federal courts. Straight to federal courts, you know, because they saying that you violated the constitutional rights. You know, it's got to go to federal courts, man. You have a right to freedom of speech, freedom of the press. You can say whatever even if you hurt their feelings, you can say whatever the heck you want to say. Even the Ku Klux Klan. The United States Superior Court ruled in their favor. They could post, they could say out loud. The only thing you cannot say that's not protected by the constitutional rights is if you say that word bomb. That is not protected. And you run into an airport and say that stuff. Man, whoever says anything like that is a fool, period. You a fool for even saying anything like that at any airport or anywhere. You a fool, you know. You a straight fool, you know. But no, I didn't violate. I'm not going to let them violate my constitutional rights. That's the bottom line, man. You know. So I'm a poor man, disabled. So under the cruel and unusual punishment, they got to give me an OR. I ain't going nowhere. I go every day to court. You know, every day I'll go to court. You know, that's the bottom line. Every day I'll go to court like I'm supposed to, you know, because I got the right to prepare my case and present my evidence to the courts while I'm free, you know. So I'll be turning myself in the mall. Tomorrow's Monday. I'll be turning myself in the mall. Some people are taking me there. They already took pictures of my body and everything. Make sure that I don't even get a scratch, because if I get a scratch, they got to answer to these people, you know, and that's the bottom line. They got to really answer to them people there. And believe me, they'll be locking up some people, you know. They will be locking up some people, man. And I got that in a handshake, you know. And each individual will be under investigation, you know. And they don't give a damn who you are, because you can't mess with these people. No, you can't mess with these people. You could do whatever, you could do all your lies and everything else, because you see, they know their laws, you know, and they will enforce their laws, you know. But what's so ironic is that, why are they monitoring my YouTube? That's what everybody's asking. Why are they monitoring what you say? That's behind retaliation and hate. Retaliation and hate. That's what it's behind, retaliation and hate. I'll give y'all an example, okay? I'm going to show y'all something right now. I'm going to give y'all an example. Hold up. All right, I'm going to give y'all an example here, okay? Where it says here that all judges are corrupt. But I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me see, where is it at?
If you tell the truth, you're gonna ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth. If you tell the truth, you're gonna ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth. If you tell the truth, you're gonna ruffle feathers.
I told the truth on everything, and that's why they can't stand me, you know. And I'm gonna give you another example here, where no matter what, I protect myself. I don't care, man. I'm protecting myself. Oh, Stan Lee, awesome guy. I respect the Stan Lee because he took care of the disabled, man. He made sure that they could see the movies that he made and everything else, and even for the deaf people, he is something else. Stan Lee was amazing, man. You know, but I can't find it. But it's amazing how, you know, everything I said and everything was the truth, man. And what hurts me more than anything is that they don't want to hear the truth. That's just like when I told the divorce judge, I said, look, she hasn't paid none of these bills, you know, and every time I'm being told by the clerk of the courts that I can't file nothing, you know. So when I called up this other person about the court order, he told me, no, you take your butt down there, Mr. Malillo, and you file this. Okay, you ask the clerk for this paper so you can file that she's in violation of contempt of court. But they wouldn't give it to me. You know, that clerk court would not give it to me at all. You know, would not give it to me at all. You know, and I can't hear it as good out of my right ear, you know. And it hurts me a lot because of the fact that when this place said, yeah, you got the right to file that she's in violation of the court order, but the courts refused to give me the documents to file. And so he said, well, next time you go down there, get that person's name. So I got her name, and I told him right from the courthouse. I told him when I called him, I said, look, this person said no, you know, or you got to print it out yourself, you know, but I can't see that. You know, I really can't see that. I got stigmatism in my eyes, man. I really can't see it. You know, I even put drops in my eyes because they said my eyes are too drying up, too much heat, you know. And so anyway, he go, well, if she's a clerk of the court, then she's bonded. She has to be bonded like me. You know, anyone that works in the courthouse has to be bonded. All clerks got to be bonded so you can go after they bond, you know. And he even told me to look up the statute on that. So I did. I looked up the statute on that about jurisdiction about judges being bonded and court clerks being bonded. And he was 1,000% right, you know? So every time I went into court in front of the judge, I told the judge she is not paying those bills. Now, what everybody is saying, she did not do and she refused to do. Why? Because of my nationality. 2, discrimination of a disabled person. 3, race. 4, because I'm a man. 5, I filed my divorce first. I'm the plaintiff. I'm the petitioner. What the judge should have done, like everybody is saying, was the judge should have told her attorney, not even her attorney, should have told her, whichever way she wanted to put it, I want every copy of check, credit card bill, bank statement to prove you paid these collectioners direct, like I ordered you to pay in 2020. It's no more about you saying you have, your attorney saying you have. And this gentleman is saying you haven't, or whatever you want to call me. I want to see proof, not by what your attorney types up or anything. I want to see bank records, canceled checks, copy of canceled checks, bank account that you paid those bills like I ordered you to pay. The judge never once said that. Judge never once ordered that. The judge never once even thought about that. It's true. Family court is the crookedest, corrupt judges in the world. I'm sorry. Because if the judge was so, they say a judge is there to be a referee. Okay? The judge is there to be a referee. All right? Just like in a football game, a basketball game, the judge is there to be a referee. Once I told the courts in front on record that, no, Your Honor, she's not paying these bills because the bill collectors are calling me about these bills. Okay? Here's the proof of my affidavit. All of the bills and the name of the same companies was attached to my affidavit. All of that was there. You know, all of that was there. But I didn't get the opportunity whatsoever to bring my copy of my affidavit and everything that was there, you know, from these collection agencies, you know. And it should have been dealt with in 2020, you know. It should have been dealt with in 2020, 2021, you know. And this is 2023 and still getting a collection agency. Still. I don't got no money, man. I don't have nothing. You know, I don't have nothing. I'm a poor man. I'm a poor disabled man. I don't have nothing, you know. And I'm barely eating. You know, I can't even put gas in my car because of the fact that the gas is so high. You know, I have nothing. The courts let her take everything. The courts let her wipe out the bank accounts. The courts let her get an attorney. When we had a person that was an attorney, he was only going to charge us $800 to do the whole divorce. You know, he gets this, you get that, boom. You know, we agreed on $650 every month. That's all we cared about. That's all I cared about, man. You know, keep me up, you know, for the car to run and everything else. That's all, you know. And you know, she chose to get an attorney that's she's paying thousands and thousands of dollars to, you know. And the courts look at it like she shouldn't have to pay attorney's fees. Whoa. She don't have to pay attorney fees. She chose to do that, you know. She chose to listen to everybody, you know. And that's that there. So now I'm working on my appeal, you know, about what happened. You know, got stuck in the snow and didn't have no equipment for no video, which I do not do. Here's the copies that, you know, from October, appear in person. January, appear in person. You know, appear in person, appear in person, appear in person. You know, and the person that filed that motion, he filed the motion on both sides of the paper, which doesn't make no sense. You know, I've never seen no attorney's firm to file a motion for dismissal on both sides of the paper. You know, I had to turn it over, and I'm like, wait a minute, what laws is he using here? I look up these laws, and it doesn't make no sense, you know. And so I'll deal with the appellate court, Washington D.C., United States Superior Court, you know, on this here, you know, and that's that there. But I was denied everything, man, and it's unfair because of the fact that the courts let her get away with everything, man. And that's the bottom line. The courts let her get away with everything. And it hurts, man, because they didn't follow the letter of the law. They didn't follow nothing, man. Nothing whatsoever. I'm trying to find something for y'all to hear where this guy comes straight out, man, and tells the judge straight out, man, you're crooked, man. You know, they threw him out of court, man, you know. And you got to prove to me that you're a judge, you know. But it's funny how us good men are the ones that got to suffer. It's funny. It's really funny. It's really funny. When I was told what she had in my mind, and she asked me that question, would I have married her? And I told her no, if she would have told me then. But we were married now. And I got to go by what the word of God says. And that is, I made a promise. I gave my word to God when I married you. Through sickness and in health, to death do us part. That's what those are the words that came out of my mouth to God, in front of God, when I married you. So we'll work on this and we'll discuss it if you want, you know. But when you start hitting me and you got blood on your hands from when you hurt yourself at your job, and you put your hands in my mouth and saying, MF, I want you to catch this just like I do and hope you can die, that scared me. That put so much fear in my heart right there. I want you to catch it and die to you, son of a, and all of this, and you end this, and that put fear in my heart because you intentionally wanted to give me that disease. And she was never charged, man. So she got drunk. And you know, it's interesting, when people get drunk, they talk when they get mad. Oh boy, do they talk. And when she told me that the reason why that deputy did not charge her is because she gave head to that deputy. I'm like, what did you just say? It all made sense. So I told an individual, and he said, man, go get that police report, man. So we went and we got the police report. Do I got a right to that police report? And he says, yeah, you got a right to that police report, man. So I went and I got the police report. And yes, she was 100% right, because she told me everything what he was going to say in his police report. She said everything that deputy was going to say in his police report on me. Everything. And right then and there, that's when I was planning to divorce, just taking it further, get the hell away from me, blase, blase, man. I was planning my escape. But she was planning to have me arrested on false charges and everything else with the help of this guy's ex-wife. They planned it to the T, man. They planned it to the T. They planned it to the T. See, they thought I was going to take it to trial. I'm like, nah, we going to trial, man. The videos are going to be played. The recordings are going to be played. When he called me a nigga, that's going to be replayed. When he put my $200 in his pockets, that's going to be played. You know, when he took the gloves off my hand from me washing the car, that's going to be played. From the blood all over my shirt and refused me medical treatment, that's going to be played and showed. I got everything, man. I got the recording. They sent me the disc. People forget about one important thing. Everywhere got videos. Everywhere got cameras. Everywhere. So they sent me the disc from May 7th January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, May 7th, 2020, at exactly 6:45 p.m. when I went into the bank, took out $200, had my receipt. When I got released, the receipt was gone and everything. I already know who took the $200 because I seen him put my $200 in his pocket myself as they put me in the ambulance. That deputy put my $200 in his pocket himself. So I filed a complaint. They didn't want to hear about it. I said, no, I want my $200 back, man. Y'all stole my $200. Strong arm robbery. A deputy with a badge stole my $200. I want my money back, man. I want my money back, you know? And so they said, we'll investigate. No, there ain't no investigation about it. I seen it with my own two eyes. When he took me, he hit me in the head and everything else while I was cuffed, put my $200 in his pocket. $200 and 20s. Put my $200 in his pocket. So they thought I wouldn't have the receipt. They thought I couldn't get the receipt. Wells Fargo sent me not only, we had to contact the ATM people. Wells Fargo had to contact the ATM people, right? Because Wells Fargo rents out those ATMs. It's not Wells Fargo ATM. So they contacted them. They got the disc, me on the video, showing the car pull up, showing me getting the $200, showing the receipt come out and everything. And then when he took my money, he took the receipt. But it shows on my bank statement too, the time, the date. Well, it shows the date that I took out the $200. It doesn't show the time, it shows the date. So I'm like, well, it doesn't show the date on here when it doesn't show the time. How can I get the time? So I took it back to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo said, hold up, we can do that. Let me contact the security personnel. So they put their request in. They got me the disc, showed me right there. I played it. I put it in the DVD, in the CDC player, whatever you call it. I put it in the disc player. It shows me right there. It shows the time on it. When I took the money out, what time, what location, it works. Shows the deputy, put my $200 in his pocket. It shows the deputy, the lady deputy that's new. She's Spanish. Is that a camera? And you hear the other guy, oh, shit. It got me in the ambulance and hit me in the head and stuff. And then he turns around and you hear me yelling, you can't do that. That's up to the divorce judge, man, what to give out and stuff like that. Because he gave my wallet. Then after he took the $200 out, he gave my wallet to my ex-wife. My ex-wife was outside. Bring me his wallet. Bring me his wallet. So that punk-ass deputy gave her my wallet. The next day, a deputy came and gave me my wallet. Yeah, the next day, the deputy came and gave me my wallet. Yes, sir. As I was in custody, deputy came the next day and gave me my wallet. Yes, sir. And my phone. They erased everything off my phone and everything because my phone was on recording. They erased that on my phone. They showed, oh man, my fucking leg is killing me. They showed everything on my phone because I had my phone on and it was recording. They deleted that on my phone. And then the deputy takes out our card, right? Our Wells Fargo card, joint bank account. And he takes a picture of that as try to say that that was supposed to be evidence because our last name is Melillo and her name is Margaret Melillo. My name is Melillo. They take a picture of the card and going to try to charge me with theft out of my own joint bank account. She had my card. I had her card. I had to order a new card because I always lose my cards. So I had my wife's card. They try to charge me because I have both our last name is Melillo. They try to come up with a bullshit false charge of bank fraud on me or credit card fraud, whatever the hell you call it. Yeah. So that they took a picture of that there. Then they took a picture of text messages, which I didn't understand because this person calls me and asks me what happened with you and your wife, man. You know, and I told them. So they try to use those text messages against me, but yet, listen carefully, yet there was probable cause, enough evidence that works, even from the Apple Valley Police Department, requested for her to be arrested under domestic violence. The only problem was we wasn't in the county, we wasn't in their jurisdiction, we was in the jurisdiction of the sheriffs. So let's see, they covered up a domestic violence case. They lied and they stated that they never got the paperwork from Apple Valley, got the paperwork, spoke with the watch commander there. Right on his paperwork, it says everything was facts. The complaint, the charge, what she should be charged with, the copy from the CDC, everything was facts to the sheriff's department. And that lieutenant or captain's name was on the paperwork. Every document was filed in Apple Valley Police Department, was faxed to the sheriff's department, the date and time, and the sheriff's phone number, fax number. And they said they never got that. They said they never got none of that. But right there, it says that they do. That's how dirty and crooked that they are when it comes to us guys. That's how the conspiracy works in the court system in the state of Minnesota. Judges are not there to like you. Judges are there to be a judge. You know, not to discriminate against another individual, not to show hate against another individual, not deny that individual the rights by law and by the Constitution. They're not there for that. They could be disbarred. They could be locked up. Judges could be disbarred, locked up, the works, you know. And they think that they are above the laws. No, nobody is above the law, man. Nobody is above the law. Everybody that thinks that they are above the law, it's coming on you, man. It's coming on you. It's coming on you, man. You have no right to deny any citizen the right to be free, the right to a fair trial, because you violated his constitutional rights right then and there. And you violated my constitutional rights to a fair trial, the works. You know, and it sucks, man. The Superior Court is corrupt as crazy in all states.
First, there was Clarence Thomas refusing to recuse himself in cases related to the January 6th attack on the Capitol, even though his wife, Virginia Thomas, conspired with the Trump White House in text messages to overturn the presidential election. Then there was the Supreme Court's refusal to investigate public allegations that Justice Samuel Alito and his wife leaked a Supreme Court ruling to...
See, Justice Department is corrupt, man. It's very, very corrupt. Even out here, you know, the same thing happened to me. It's happening to me, even out here, man. And it's sad because we expect justice, but we get unjust. You know, and it's funny, man, because we're the ones that suffer, not them. We suffer. You know, and these people let these judges get away with this, man. They let the judges lie. They let the judges commit conspiracy and all of that stuff. They even let judges threaten you. You know, that's the bad part. They even let judges threaten your life and everything else, man. You know, and if they got any family members, they take out the threat for you. You know, and that's the bottom line. But once these people told me that, yeah, they're going to kill you, they're going to beat the hell out of you or may kill you in there, you know, I had to call backup, man. I had to, man, because, you know, I had to go to some people. Well, they called them and said, man, make sure nothing happened to them, please, you know. And you know, there's a couple of them outside here, and they'll be going to me to turn myself in, you know. And it's crazy. You know, you file false charges on me again to try to violate my constitutional rights, you know, which is protected, you know. So I'm going to go tomorrow morning, turn myself in. You know, go in there to turn myself in. You know, that's the bottom line. Got pictures of me and everything. And if I come up dead or hit or anything, you know, I got a right to a phone call. I got a right to call in an attorney. You know, I got a right to be OR'd because I have no money. You know, so it'll be by law, it will be cruel and unusual punishment to give me a bail when you know that I do not have money for no bail. That would be cruel and unusual punishment. There's no ifs and no buts about it. And also cruel and unusual punishment under the Disability Act, which is a federal crime, you know, and federal laws, you know, under the United States Disability Act, you know. So yeah, I told him, I said, no, I'm turning myself in. I'm not going to run from nobody, you know. I don't hide from nobody, and that's what I'm doing, you know. So peace out, people. I just want to let y'all know what's going on, man. You know, I'm worried about somebody said they're gonna kill me, you know. That's when I worry, you know. And this source, I don't know who it is, man, but they keep calling me and they tell me everything, man, and I don't know why. I think that they got a guilty conscience because of what's going on, and they're hearing this and stuff and around these people, and these people are talking, you know. So I believe that they have a guilty conscience, and they know that I'm an innocent man. I'm very innocent, you know, and that's the bottom line, man. I'm a very innocent man. You know, I hope that somebody would investigate all of this stuff here, even in my divorce papers and stuff, to see, well, wait a minute. This man asked for this. Why did you refuse this man this here when back then she's making all of this money? And we say it's a no-fault state, but yet it goes by the income, you see. So she's making 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times more than I'm making, you know. And he's telling you that these bills are not paid, but yet her attorney is saying the bills were paid, but here's documents and an affidavit that the bills are not only, this is the funny thing, not only was the bills never paid, but they was wrote off. So when people write, when those companies write off that bill, they send it to a collection agency. So that collection agency bought that bill. So if them bills was paid off, they wouldn't have wrote those bills off and sold them to a collection agency, because you're still responsible for those bills. So that law firm, that attorney that she had, false documents to the courts again when he stated, to dismiss my motion, when he stated that all bills were paid, but not once. See, that's what everybody can't understand. Why this judge did not request proof that those bills were paid. Why she did not prove a copy of a check, a copy of credit card bills, bank statements, that she paid these bills, that she got something with those creditors' name on it that it was paid. They didn't show nothing like that whatsoever. I attached the bill to the collection agency that sent it to me, to my affidavit. I have a copy of it. I attached it to my affidavit. These bills were not paid, Your Honor. None of those bills were paid. When she put me in the hospital, because that's all I wanted her to do was pay those bills. That assault that she put on me, she put me in the hospital. So I don't care about what no law says. She's responsible for those bills. Those bills would not have been there if she never assaulted me. I never called the police on the show. She threw in my face. Well, you called the police. I did not call the police on you. The hospital called the police, because it was a domestic violence that you put up on me. You have committed bodily harm, attempted murder on my life. Even a guy that from the CDC looks at everything and says, yes, she tried to kill you. That's because she knowingly, intentionally assaulted you with her condition when she knows better. The supervisor nurse did her report. The nurse that cleaned me up did her report. The officers, did they report? They did everything by law. They did everything that police department did. I respect them. They did everything by law. When they sent everything to the Faribault Sheriff's Department, they said, the hell with me. What nationality is he? Oh, we don't give a damn. Then right there, from day one, that's when they started setting me up. And when she admitted it, and she assaulted me the second time on 5/7/2020, because I left the house. I'm not going back home. I'm not going back home. Fuck her. On 5/7/2020, and she's arguing with me, and what came out of her mouth is quote unquote, that's why we setting you up. I'll never forget the time we were smoking out on the balcony. And she asked me, why you don't get mad at me? Why you don't hit me? First of all, I get mad inside. But to hit you for what? Because when I hit you, all you do is block. Yeah, I'm going to block it. I'm not going to hit no woman. You know, I'm a man. I'm not a guy. I'm not going to hit no woman. I'm walking away. You don't know how many times she hit me with the skillet, pulled my ear in public, kicked me in public. And my buddy was right. She was ashamed of me. She was literally ashamed to see me and to be in public with me, man. He was right, because we never went nowhere. We never celebrated nothing together. Not even my birthday. Never done nothing. Never done nothing. You know? Never done nothing. But I just wanted to let y'all know this, man. I'll be turning myself in. So if I end up dead, it's behind the courthouse and their family members that work for the courthouse in Gaylord, which is Sibling County. You know, so I'm turning myself in tomorrow on this bullshit charge here. And go in front of a judge, gonna ask the judge, and everybody's saying, why do they need a special judge for? This doesn't make no sense. This case doesn't make no sense. You know? This case doesn't make no sense. And let me explain something to you. Judges are not judges, neither is attorneys. On the back of their card, it says member. Ask them for the copy of their license, on their license. The judge's license, attorney's license says member. Member of a corporation. Member. That's what it says, member. It does not say an attorney at law. It does not say he's an attorney. It says member on the back of their card in print. From a judge to a DA, city attorney, attorneys, it says member. It says member of such and such corporation for attorneys. Member, a member, a member. It says a member. But like I said, I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on, man. Peace out, man. And understand something, man. We got to stop all of this racism stuff, man. This is crazy and this hate, man. You know? And I apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings, you know, but I'm going by what my right says. You know, it's not about your feelings or anybody's feelings. It's about freedom of speech and freedom of the press, you know, and my constitutional rights, you know. But I do apologize, you know, for what I said to online to them judges and stuff. I do apologize deeply in my heart, and I do regret it, and I do feel remorse, you know. But my rights were violated, from a fair trial in my divorce, which I asked for a trial, not a jury trial, not a judge trial. I asked for a trial, and that caught me off guard, because when I put down for a trial, I had a judge trial, which I did not want that, you know. I did not want that at all. I wanted a jury trial. And yes, the judge let her get away with everything, man. And that is true, you know, and I'm not gonna lie on nobody, you know. I'm not gonna lie on nobody, you know. I'll be out there in a minute with a cigarette. I'm not gonna lie on nobody, you know, and I'm gonna always speak the truth and defend my honor, you know. And I have a right to clear my name of everything, man, that I was accused of, you know. And to be accused, you gotta be found guilty by a jury of your peers, you know. But this hate and everything and this corrupt courts, this got to stop, man. Discrimination, the hate, the bias, and everything has to stop, you know, have to stop, you know. But I can't see why the person didn't. Well, we found out why he didn't send a summary. a summary to appear at this date and time. We noticed what he did because when we found out that they all related, you know, that's abuse of power. Not only that, that's also conspiracy and yeah. I can't say too much on that. Peace out, people. I'm coming.